Hi, I'm Luann Hammond, drivingthenation.com. I am here with my good friend Ian Robertson, member of the board for BMW. It's a special occasion tonight because we're bringing out world premieres, but this is also pretty much your last auto show.
Could be. Yeah. I mean, maybe there might be one in the new year, but I think this is probably the last full one I'm going to come to.
You know, almost 4 decades of BMW for you. You're leaving a legacy, but is it the same legacy you thought you would leave when you first started?
You know, 4 decades in the industry is a long time, but I think over that time, of course, there's been a lot of changes. The industry's moved on. We've made, different cars, more technically advanced cars. But honestly, I think the next 4 to 5 years are going to see even more change than in the last 4 decades.
Pretty amazing.
A lot of challenges, but a lot of opportunities. You're going to see cars like this come to market. This is a 4-door coupe, electrified, full battery electric vehicle, next generation batteries.
Right.
So you're going to have 600-700 kilometers of range. You're going to have very fast acceleration. And you're going to have all of the modern technology that you would expect in a car that will come in a few years' time from now.
When you guys started with the electric vehicle, how did they even come to you and say, we have to do electric vehicles now, we have to do plug-in hybrids? How much resistance was it?
When we started to talk about Project I, this was in 2008, 2009. We'd just been through a strategy review. We'd looked at what was happening around the world. In fact, we had the electrified Mini, you might recall, launched here at the LA Motor Show in 2009, I think it was then.
Right.
And we saw a trend which was going to happen. What we didn't know was when exactly it would happen.
Because that was also during our financial freefall.
Of course, and I often say that's actually a good time to make decisions, because you're absolutely focused on what has to be done.
Right.
But unlike a lot of companies, we were also looking to the future.
Right.
And some companies, of course, decided to pull in their horns, so to speak, save the money, and we didn't. We took a very brave decision. We decided to do the i3 and the i8,
right.
And of course, they are now spawning the 100,000 sales this year. All the electrified vehicles that have come from it, all were based on that decision that we took, 7 years ago?
Right. So you've got other companies like Tesla, who pretty much were the trendsetter for a lot of companies. But then you've got yourself. Then you've got other companies that are just now coming about. Do you feel like you're further ahead than them? You've kind of worked out some of the kinks and you're bringing out the cars now that people will buy?
Well, I think there's a lot of companies, and I can go back over the last 4 or 5 years, who've talked a good talk, but they haven't delivered anything.
Exactly.
And when we set out that Project I story, a lot of people said, will they actually do the i8?
Right.
And we did. And by the way, it was very, very close to the concept car that we showed in Frankfurt. Now, of course, this is another promise that we're giving today, that this car will come to market.
Right.
And I can tell you, it will be close again. We will bring an electrified X3 in a couple of years. We'll bring an electrified Mini in even less time. And there are more cars in the pipeline. So by 2025, not that long away, we'll have 25 electrified vehicles in our lineup. 12 of those will be full battery electric ones.
Amazing. Now, what I actually love is this one over here, Ian. And
I love it too. This builds on the success that we've had with the i8.
Yes.
It is the world's strongest selling sports hybrid car. This car, of course, open top, but also it brings a new dynamic as well. I think the design interpretation, particularly around the rear of the car, is very, very special. The electric hood and the haunches at the back of the seats also give it power, give it strength, give it that positioning that we know our customers are going to love. And this car is primarily built of carbon fiber. The fiber is made here, it's then shipped to our plants in Germany, where we use, again, wind turbines to produce the electricity that actually molds it into the shapes we need, and ultimately the car comes out of our Leipzig factory.
People will say, oh, they're taking Tesla right on the head, but actually you've come out with this, and you'll have this out before Tesla will have their next Roadster out.
Absolutely. This car will be on the market early next year.
Yeah.
So
lovely.
Just around the corner, just in time for you to buy it.
But will you come back and watch it come out in production?
I'm sure I will spend time in this great country. I come here very, very often, and there won't be any differences when I go to my next stage of my career, shall we say.
You know that we'll miss you.
I'm going to miss you too as well, Ivan.
All right. Thank you, Ian.